The sun dips below the horizon as I lock the office door behind me, the familiar weight of the day's stress settling onto my shoulders. It's another typical evening in the city, traffic humming, neon signs flickering to life, and the distant sounds of laughter echoing through the streets. I glance at my watch, 6:45 p.m. Time to head home. As I step into the hallway of our apartment building, a subtle scent wafts through the air, a cologne I've never encountered before. It's faint, but unmistakable. I shake off the feeling, attributing it to the bustling city life. Maybe it's a neighbor or someone passing by. With a sigh, I push open our front door. Inside, the apartment is bathed in the warm glow of the living room lamp. My wife, Laura, sits on the couch, her laughter spilling from her phone conversation. The sound is light, almost carefree, a stark contrast to the unease brewing inside me. I smile, dropping my keys into the bowl by the entrance. "Hey, long day?" Laura asks, glancing up from her phone. "Yeah, you know how it is," I reply, removing my coat and hanging it on the rack. She nods, returning to her conversation, her laughter lingering in the air. I decide not to pry, pushing the strange scent to the back of my mind. Dinner is simple tonight, leftovers from work. We chat about mundane things, the latest project at my job, a new recipe Laura wants to try, plans for the weekend. Nothing seems out of the ordinary, yet a nagging doubt gnaws at me. The night progresses quietly. After dinner, I retire to the study to unwind, flipping through channels on the TV. Hours pass until exhaustion pulls me toward bed. As I crawl under the covers, the scent of cologne resurfaces, stronger this time. My mind races, but I dismiss it as residual from earlier. Morning light filters through the curtains, and I awaken with a lingering sense of unease. The house is silent, too silent. Laura is nowhere to be found. Puzzled, I make my way to the bedroom, intent on tidying up before she wakes. As I lift the bed skirt, my heart skips a beat. There, nestled among the linens, is a pair of men's socks, plain, unassuming, but definitely not mine. My breath catches in my throat. I glance around, searching for an explanation, but the room remains untouched otherwise. "Laura?" I call out, my voice wavering. No response. I sit on the edge of the bed, the evidence burning in my hands. Doubt gives way to a sinking realization: she's been unfaithful. The betrayal cuts deep, igniting a storm of emotions: anger, hurt, determination. I recall every little oddity over the past weeks, the unexplained late nights, the secretive smiles. It all adds up now, a painful puzzle revealing the truth. That evening, confrontation is inevitable. I wait for Laura to return, rehearsing the words I need to say. When she finally steps through the door, her smile falters as she notices the socks in my hand. "What is this?" I demand, my voice steadier than I feel. Laura's eyes widen, a flicker of guilt crossing her face. "I can explain." But explanations are unnecessary. The damage is done. In that moment, I make a silent vow I won't let her deceit go unanswered. A plan begins to form in my mind, fueled by the raw sting of betrayal. Revenge won't be immediate, but it will be inevitable. As the chapter closes, I watch Laura retreat into the evening shadows, the first steps toward unraveling her life already set in motion. The scent of cologne, once a subtle hint, now marks the beginning of a journey I never anticipated, a journey driven by betrayal and the thirst for retribution. The days following the discovery are a blur of numbness and simmering rage. Every glance at Laura sends a jolt through me, a silent accusation hanging in the air between us. The house feels different now, each room a reminder of the life we once shared, now tainted by her betrayal. I wake each morning early, the sun not yet risen, and sit in the quiet of the kitchen, staring blankly at my coffee. The routine that once brought comfort now feels like a cruel joke. I decide I can't let this go unnoticed, not anymore. It's time to take action. That evening, Laura is unusually late coming home. I pace the living room, the weight of the men's socks heavy in my pocket. The silence is oppressive until the familiar click of the front door breaks it. She enters, her eyes darting nervously. "Where have you been?" I ask, trying to keep my voice calm, but the underlying tension is palpable. She hesitates, dropping her keys into the bowl. "I was at work late, had a meeting that ran over." I nod slowly, but doubt gnaws at me. "Another meeting? You never mentioned it today." Laura shifts uncomfortably, her smile forced. "It was unexpected. I'm sorry I didn't tell you." I let the moment stretch, watching her closely. "Is everything okay at work?" She forces a laugh, but it lacks genuine warmth. "Yeah, everything's fine. Just the usual chaos." I study her, searching for any sign of deception, but she seems genuinely flustered. Yet, the seed of doubt has been firmly planted. I decide to dig deeper, starting with her phone. Later that night, I sit alone in the study, the silence broken only by the ticking of the clock. My mind races with possibilities, each one more infuriating than the last. I reach for my laptop, intent on uncovering the truth. A thought lingers, maybe she's hiding something on her phone. The next morning, I confront her again, this time with a different approach. "Laura, I need to see your phone." Her eyes flash with surprise and anger. "Why?" "I've done nothing wrong." I hold up the socks, letting them speak for themselves. "These don't belong to me." "Who are they for?" Laura's facade cracks, her shoulders slumping. "It's not what you think." I take a step closer, my frustration boiling over. "Then explain it." "Because right now, it looks like you're hiding something." She sighs, running a hand through her hair. "There's someone I need to talk to." "It's complicated." I feel a surge of determination. "Talk to him at home, not over the phone." "Now." She shakes her head, backing away. "I can't. It's personal." The conversation ends in a standoff, neither of us willing to back down. Frustration gives way to a plan forming in my mind. If she's hiding something, I need to find out what and who. That evening, as Laura prepares dinner, I offer a toast to a fresh start. To us, and making things better. She smiles weakly, but I see the tension in her eyes. After dinner, I suggest a walk to clear our heads. The night air is cool, and the city lights cast long shadows as we stroll through the park near our home. As we walk, I subtly guide the conversation towards her late nights. "You've seemed stressed lately. Maybe we should take a weekend trip, just the two of us." Laura hesitates, then nods. "I think that could help." We part ways at the park entrance, and I watch her walk away, a nagging suspicion settling in. Once she's out of sight, I pull out my phone, pretending to check messages. Instead, I discreetly open her messaging app, scrolling through recent conversations. Names flash by, colleagues, friends, and one that stands out, Mark. His name appears frequently, often with affectionate emojis and late-night meeting plans. My heart sinks. The evidence is mounting, but it's not enough to confront her yet. Determined to uncover the truth, I decide to follow her the next day. I wake up early, masking my anxiety with a semblance of normalcy. When she leaves for work, I pretend to check the mail, slipping my jacket on. The first few blocks are familiar, but then she takes a different route, leading me to a part of town I rarely visit. I keep a safe distance, watching as she meets someone outside a cafe. Mark steps out shortly after, his presence a confirmation of my fears. They greet each other with a familiarity that leaves no room for doubt. I pull out my phone, snapping discreet photos for evidence. As the day progresses, I continue to shadow her, documenting every interaction. Each encounter with Mark deepens my resolve. The betrayal is undeniable, and the desire for retribution hardens my heart. That night, I sit alone, reviewing the photos and messages. The truth is irrefutable, and with it comes a chilling sense of finality. Laura's deception has laid the groundwork for what's to come. Revenge is no longer a fleeting thought, it's a meticulously planned course of action. I close my laptop, the path ahead clear in my mind. The betrayal has ignited a fire within me, one that will consume everything until I've exacted my vengeance. As I drift into a restless sleep, the lines between right and wrong blur, and the shadows of deception loom large over what was once my life. The morning sun filters through the blinds, casting striped shadows across the kitchen table. I sit alone, sipping my coffee, the bitterness matching the turmoil inside me. The plan is clear, but executing it requires precision. I can't afford mistakes, not yet. Every step I take must be calculated, ensuring Laura's deception is thoroughly exposed. I glance at the clock, 7:15 a.m. Time to set things in motion. My first move is subtle, undermining her trust, making her question her own actions. I decide to start with something simple, accessing her social media accounts. It's a digital trail, but it might reveal more than her messages. Later that evening, after Laura has gone to bed, I sit at the dining table, her laptop open before me. My hands tremble slightly as I navigate to her profiles, searching for hidden clues. Photos, posts, interactions, each piece of information meticulously scanned. I find a series of tagged photos from recent outings, always with Mark. The pattern is undeniable. "Always with you, Mark," she wrote in one of the captions. My blood boils, but I restrain myself. Patience is key. Documenting every incriminating detail. This evidence will be invaluable when the time comes. Days pass, each one heightening my resolve. I maintain a facade of normalcy, keeping up appearances while secretly gathering more proof. Laura remains oblivious, her laughter on the phone now a haunting reminder of her betrayal. I watch her closely, noting every interaction, every secretive glance. One evening, Laura mentions a work conference that's out of town. "It's a great opportunity," she says, her eyes shining with enthusiasm. "I'll be back in 3 days." I nod, masking my suspicion. Sounds exciting. Can't wait to hear all about it. As she leaves, I feel the first pangs of what's to come. The conference is the perfect opportunity to execute the next phase of my plan. I spend the next few days meticulously preparing, ensuring every detail aligns with my goal of retribution. On the day of her departure, I offer to help with the packing, a gesture of support that conceals my true intentions. We share a quiet breakfast, the tension between us palpable yet unspoken. "Are you sure everything's okay?" I ask, watching her closely. She smiles, placing a hand on mine. "Absolutely. It's just work, nothing more." I return the smile, though it feels forced. As she heads to the car, I follow, maintaining a casual distance. The drive to the conference center is uneventful, the cityscape blending into the night. Upon arrival, I park a few spaces away, observing from a distance as Laura meets with Mark in a secluded corner of the lobby. Their interaction is intimate, too familiar for mere colleagues. I snap discreet photos, ensuring I capture every compromising moment. This evidence solidifies my case, but I know it's not enough to destroy her completely. The next step requires more leverage. Returning home, I ponder my options. Financial ruin, public humiliation, or perhaps revealing her infidelity to everyone she knows. Each option carries its own weight, but I need something undeniable, something that leaves no room for redemption. I decide to start with her professional reputation. Laura is respected in her field, and a scandal would not only tarnish her image but also affect her career. I begin by reaching out to mutual contacts, subtly planting seeds of doubt about her integrity. Anonymous tips, carefully worded messages, each one designed to erode her standing. The following weeks see a shift in Laura's behavior. She becomes defensive, her interactions more guarded. I watch as her world begins to unravel, the first signs of my revenge taking hold. The plan is working, but I remain cautious, ensuring I stay several steps ahead. One evening, I confront her again, the evidence laid out before me. "Laura, it's over. I know everything." Her eyes widen, the facade crumbling. "You don't understand," she pleads, but her words lack conviction. I stand tall, the weight of my actions pressing down. Explain it, or face the consequences. Your choice. She breaks down, admitting the affair with Mark, the reasons that led her to betray our marriage. The confession feels hollow, a necessary step in my quest for vengeance. Yet, a part of me remains numb, the satisfaction of revenge overshadowed by the remnants of what once was. As the chapter closes, I watch Laura grapple with the fallout of her actions, the seeds of my retribution firmly planted. The path I've chosen is irreversible, each step further distancing me from the man I once was. Betrayal has ignited a darkness within me, one that fuels my every move, ensuring that her deceit is met with consequences that mirror the pain she inflicted. The journey has just begun, and the shadows of deception continue to lengthen, promising that the true extent of retribution is yet to come. The night air is thick with tension as I finalize the last pieces of my plan. Every step I've taken has led to this moment, a meticulously crafted course of retribution that will leave no room for mercy. The pain of Laura's betrayal has transformed into a cold, calculating resolve. Tonight, her world will crumble, and I will ensure she feels the full weight of her deceit. I sit alone in the study, the room dimly lit by a single lamp. My laptop is open, displaying the culmination of weeks of surveillance and data gathering. Photos, messages, and recordings are all neatly organized, each piece a testament to her infidelity. But this isn't just about exposing her affair anymore. It's about dismantling everything she holds dear. A knock at the door breaks my concentration. It's Laura, her face tired from the conference. She steps inside, her presence unsettling the air between us. Laura, we need to talk, I say, my voice steady but laced with an edge she hasn't heard before. She senses the gravity of my tone, her eyes flickering with unease. What is it? Is everything okay? I stand, closing the distance between us. I know about Mark. Her facade falters, and she tries to maintain composure. I thought we agreed to talk after you returned. I have no interest in agreements anymore, I reply, pulling out my phone to display the incriminating messages. This ends tonight. Tears well in her eyes, but there's no plea in her voice. Please, let's not do this. We can work through it. But there's no turning back. My plan is already in motion. I've sent anonymous tips to her workplace, leaking information about her affair with Mark, ensuring that rumors spread like wildfire. The next step is to destroy her reputation beyond repair. Your reputation is already in ruins, I state coldly. But I'm not done yet. I reveal the screenshots of her social media interactions with Mark, each one more damning than the last. She gasps, her hands trembling as she reaches out to me. You don't understand. It wasn't just an affair. Mark was using me. I pause, the surprise cutting through my anger. What do you mean? Before she can respond, the doorbell rings again. I glance at my phone, it's Mark, requesting a meeting. An unexpected twist. My mind races, recalibrating the plan. Perhaps this is the leverage I need to ensure total destruction. I agree to meet Mark at a secluded cafe, knowing full well the implications. As I sit across from him, the tension is palpable. Mark tries to maintain his composure, but his eyes betray a hint of fear. You have evidence against Laura, I state bluntly. What do you want in return? Mark hesitates, then leans in closer. I need your help. Laura found out about my embezzlement at work. If this comes out, I'm finished. A surge of vindictive satisfaction pulses through me. The perfect opportunity to strike. I nod slowly, understanding the delicate balance of power. Help her save her career, and I won't destroy yours, I propose, my voice devoid of empathy. He agrees, unaware of the full extent of my intentions. As I leave the cafe, the pieces fall into place. This was Laura's second betrayal, using me to cover his own crimes. The realization fuels my determination to end this once and for all. Back at home, I confront Laura with the new information. You weren't just cheating on me with Mark. You were complicit in his schemes. Her expression shifts from despair to defiance. He threatened to expose me if I didn't help him. I was trapped. The layers of deception peel away, revealing the depth of her involvement. But the damage is done. Trust is irreparably shattered, replaced by a mutual loathing born of betrayal. I can't forgive you, I declare, my voice hard as steel. Neither can you forgive me. We're done. She nods silently, the finality of my words hanging in the air. There's no reconciliation, only the cold reality of our fractured lives. As the weeks pass, the fallout is swift and unforgiving. Laura's career disintegrates under the weight of the revelations, her reputation tarnished beyond repair. Mark is arrested, his crimes laid bare for all to see. The once seemingly perfect marriage is now a testament to the destructive power of betrayal and revenge. In the aftermath, I find a hollow sense of closure. The path I chose was dark and ruthless, leaving me isolated and haunted by the echoes of what once was. The revenge I sought provided no solace, only a lingering bitterness that seeps into every aspect of my existence. One evening, as I sit alone in the now empty apartment, I reflect on the journey that led me here. The betrayal that ignited the fire within me, the calculated steps of retribution, and the ultimate cost of my actions. The surprise twist of Laura's deeper involvement with Mark adds another layer of sorrow to an already shattered life. The final blow comes with the realization that vengeance cannot heal wounds, only deepen them. Our lives, once intertwined with love and trust, are now irrevocably severed by hatred and betrayal. We part forever, each carrying the scars of our shared downfall. As I turn off the lights and step into the night, the city's shadows seem to mirror my own internal darkness. The story of betrayal and revenge has concluded, but the lessons linger, etched into the fabric of my being, a stark reminder of the destructive power of deceit and the futility of retribution. In the end, the true deception was not just Laura's infidelity, but the transformation of a loving husband into a vengeful stranger. And as I walk away from the remnants of what was once my life, I understand that some betrayals leave wounds too deep to ever truly heal, ensuring that our paths will never cross again.